Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be playing Jujutsu Shenanigans because it just updated and it added a lot of stuff such as a brand new character, Kurourushi. They added Jane Juliet to be free, aka Ryu, and they reworked Yuta a lot. And I'm here with my friend Akrieze. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's something. Let's just get started. So they just changed the way that beam clashes work, because now if we do the beam clash and we start it, we will see this bar at the bottom that just indicates which one of us is winning, and whoever wins will get the most damage on the other person. They added a brand new move, which is you aren't invited. So if I just spawn a dummy right here, and it says hold, so if you just tap it, it will just do that, but if you hold it, it will charge up and do a lot way more damage. Alright, so if we stand against a wall and do the fourth move, like hold it, the wall will just
I just filled the map.
that will happen. They also added an air variant for the what are you after move, so you can just jump and do the move, so you don't have to just do this and then aim it toward your enemy from the ground. So that's pretty cool, and it's much easier to hit this way in my opinion. They also added feints to the first 3 moves of Ryu's ultimate, so if you start doing a move like what are you after and then just press it again, it will stop the move and you'll get a bit of cooldown, but not all the way up. Same with the I had no idea move, and this is what dessert is like. But this will not happen to the you weren't invited, because it will just still do the move for some reason. They also made it so when you do the special for Ryu's ultimate form, you will get a bit of health back, just like that. And it's very OP in my opinion, because you just become unkillable. They also reworked Yuta in this update, so we can see with the first move that nothing really changed. But with the second move we start seeing a bit of change, so if we do it normal it will be just like before the rework. But if we do it twice, we will get a black flash, and the finisher is still in the game, just way easier to hit. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They also changed the third move, so now it's called Outburst, and it says hold, so if you hold it all the way, it will just do a bloom effect on the enemy and explode. They also changed the fourth move, so it's just like the second part for the third move, but like as a new move. And this is pretty cool. They also reworked Rika, so if we go ahead and turn on the cooldowns and do the one of the moves, we will see that every move goes into cooldown, and it's a 13-second cooldown, so it's pretty long. They also removed the runner move, the baby move, whatever you wanna call it, which just let people run away from everyone. It was, I think it was called Rika Throw. So yeah, thank God they removed it, because I hated it, and because only runners use that move. So thank God they removed it. They also reworked Yuta, so now we can see that there's a brand new move, which is Energy Ripple, and it says use twice, but if you only use it once, it will do like a ring and explode around the enemy. But if we do use it twice, we will do a slash and a bloom effect around the enemy, which will just explode him and do a bit of damage. It's honestly not that much for an ultimate move, so yeah. Continuing off with the Rika moveset, we will see that there's a brand new move called Copy Wheel, which will just bring us to this wheel, which can hold up to 8 different moves from different characters. For example, I equipped Curse Speech, so if I use the copy move, he will just get Curse Speech, just like in the show. But if we go ahead and equip Granite Blast, which is Ryu's move, we can notice that 1, the cooldown disappeared, and 2, I have Ryu's move, just like that. To get different moves, you have to kill the enemy with Rika. So, for example, I get Akrieze roll like here, and then just do the slam move, or the down slam, or any other move that just makes Rika kill the enemy and not Yuta himself. And that's how you get the different moves in the copy wheel moveset. They also added a finisher for Haruta's backstab move, so if we just do the backstab, we will see that it just keeps stabbing the enemy until they completely die, which is pretty interesting because that's exactly what we saw in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 when Haruta just went around Shibuya killing everyone with his sword. But they also added a finisher for Todo's brute force move, so if we just do it, we will see that he just holds down the enemy and then just pushes him so far that he might just teleport at this point. They also added brand new variants for Higuruma's 4th and R ability moves. So if we go ahead and do R, then do twice, he will do this huge hammer move, which doesn't really deal a lot of damage, but it's still really cool. Can you block real quick while I do the move? We will also notice that it stops the block from the enemy and does a bit more damage than usual. We also have a variant for the 4th move and the 1st move, so if we do that, you will just do that, push. So hold a little bit, forward, thank you. So it also disturbs the block with this variant. They also added a variant for the R ability and extended swings, so you can just do that. And it also disturbs the block if they block real quick. Block. So you can do R and then 1 and it just stops them from blocking, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. They also added an air variant for Higuruma's 3rd move, just like that. So what you have to do is pretty much just use the 2nd move and then very quickly the 3rd one to grapple onto the enemy and just damage him. This variant also has a finisher, so once the enemy is pretty low, stop it. So once the enemy is pretty low, you can just do that, and that's pretty much the finisher. It just explodes his head. That's a lot of ketchup, bro. Next up, we have the brand new character Kurourushi, who is the cockroach from Season 3, Episode 12. The one that Yuta kissed very passionately. And he is the biggest character in the game besides Mahoraga, but Mahoraga is an ultimate form, so he doesn't really count. But Kurourushi is the biggest base character in the game, bigger than Hanami and Todo. We can see that he has 4 arms, as well as the clever guy, I forget his name, and he has a sword, so whenever you M1, it just gives a bleed effect to the enemy, which just gives them tick damage, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Then we have festering strikes, which is just a combo with the knife, and if we get a bleed meter up, some stuff will just come out of the enemy. This also has a variant for the R move, so we can just do the first move and R, and we will just throw the knife and then do the move. It also has a variant for the third move, so if you do 3 and 1, that happens. Then we have detach, which just throws your arm to the enemy and gives them a bleed effect. And whenever you press 2 again, it just brings the enemy next to you and gives them the bleed effect once again. You can also do this from the air, which is pretty cool. Next up we have chokehold, which just grabs the player and just chokes them and then knifes him. And what's very cool with this move is that you can just block and do this anyways. So you can be in a very intense 1v1 situation where you're both really low and you're using Kurourushi and the enemy can't hit you, but he's also very low, he's like one shot. You can just keep blocking and just do the move, which is very OP in my opinion. Next up we have Roach Swarm, which just does that, and if you do R while also doing this, it will just double the effect. Going on to the special ability, when we press R we will get these guys around us, and you can just press R again on the enemy to just make them follow the one that you wanna fight. And if you do this and attach them to the enemy, then do the variant with the R for the first move, it will just turn the player green and make them see green for a bit of time, for like a few seconds. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the special ability. It's just for the enemy to get confused a bit. We also have some variants for the moves when their hand is attached to the enemy, so we can do the first move and we will see that it just does some punches. Same with the choke move, we will just punch him instead of using the knife. Let's see the ultimate right now, because if we use it we will just see that we spawn a clone of ourselves that just does whatever we do. So we can just block the enemy in a M1 change like that, which does a lot of damage, and we can see how fast the bar fills up. And if you do R and then attach them to the enemy, the clone will go next to the enemy and just attack him, like do all sorts of moves such as M1s. And if you manage to get ult with Kurourushi multiple times, you will be able to spawn 2 more clones, so there will be a total of 4 of you. But once you reach this limit, if you try to ult again, you will just make a tornado around you, which is pretty cool but not that helpful. But it will be pretty OP if it will just spawn another clone. And we can see that this ultimate alternative does 50% damage, which is a lot, not gonna lie, but not really that helpful. And we can also see that this variant happens when we activate our ultimate and press G, just like that. It's not really that helpful, but it's cool nonetheless. They also added move clashing to the game, so whenever there's an enemy and they do a move, let's just do the you can just do outburst for example, and it will just deflect the move and you will not take damage, which is pretty cool.
And do the second move thing. 3, 2, 1.
Same with the bullets, so every time he just shoots a bullet you can just deflect it. And same with the hammer move, I think, the first one. Yep, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, this was pretty much it for this update. It's a pretty cool update, not that big, but also kind of big at the same time. They added a brand new character, which is very cool. He is very OP, so I doubt that won't get nerfed this next update. But nonetheless, it's very cool. I love seeing that there's no more. I love that there's no more early access character in the game right now, which is very cool. Unlike TSB. But yeah, hope you liked it. Have a nice day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And oh my god. See you next time. Bye.